undefeated.
Yo, what's going on, people? Welcome to another episode of Monday Night Smoke. Let's go.
We're here, bro.
What's happening, man?
Couple of little gremlins and stuff. You know, you got to get through life. Sometimes life is like that today. So, yeah, we're here. Big up everyone watching right now. What you telling me, bro?
Bro, the boxing world doesn't... Listen.
It don't sleep.
It doesn't sleep, bro.
The boxing world don't sleep. They're actually in New York. Like, as we're talking, then in New York doing, you know, like there's still movement, things happening, and what an announcement!
Yeah. You know, let's do the usual stuff, man. Shouts out to all the great defeaters in the chat right now. Raj taking back his title with a vengeance.
Expected.
Yeah, he's not messing around.
That was 2 weeks that he went about the title. Probably got pissed off.
But this is what champions are made of.
This
is when you know you got a real champ on your hands, when he can come back from adversity and regain the title. So we're waiting to see what Tyson Fury does with that regard. So shouts out to Raj, Skyladder the editor, Martin Leia, Untraceable, Disgruntled Buddha, man like Tej, Sir Alex Ferguson, man like SB, Anthony YouTube, Sing 91, Osborne Tyler, MF Durden, Spoker DB, Axe, CJ Nico, Black Super, the Horological One, Stay Blessed, Be Real, North Bank Bren, Big Papa, Darren D, Chazman, Ashley Williams, Tony the Pugilist, Ian Daniels TV, Bigsy Biggs, Chill Out 477, Reese Cooper, man like Shingles.
Yeah, Shingles.
He just Selassie,
got that name, yeah.
Daniel Boateng, man like P, Travis Thompson, Nobleman, Guzzy, J Lanks, Acura DJ, Erin Ozzy B, Double N, Jonah 31. Joey's there.
Nice.
Hey, what's happening, mate?
Joey's fighting soon, I swear.
Yeah,
Joey's fighting soon,
brother.
You should be training, man.
Yeah, we do it online, bro.
you know when people hate that, like, right, bro, man's just here just trying to enjoy it, bro.
A casual Monday night.
Nah, shadow box, bro.
This guy could have been on his way. He could have just got home from the gym.
No. Listen, because we're gonna be there. We're gonna be there. We're gonna be calling the fight, bro. So we need to know that he's, you know. This is the one time we'll talk about misfits on this show. Talk about, of course, only if Joey wins.
Oh, what do you mean?
We're not going to talk about
if he loses. It was an absolute injustice.
Yeah.
I'm submitting that in from now.
Yes, but bro,
yeah, mate. Let's talk.
It's time. It's time. Talk. We got to talk. What happens now?
Dana White, Turkey Al Sheikh have combined forces to create TKO Promotions.
I know Eddie Hearn.
And it's not, you know what the worst thing is, yeah?
Go on.
It's not like they just announced and said, we want to contribute to boxing as the promoters in the game.
Yeah.
They said, we're crushing promoters. What? And I hear that part and I think to myself, do you know that? Eddie and Frank are promoters.
They're your friends. No, this is a real thing, bro. Like, I saw this today. Not even today. I saw this and I goes, well, what happens now? The group went off. First of all, the group went off. When the group starts getting off, I was like, oh my God, what's happened? Is Fury back? I thought Fury is back because usually, you know, in the group, when everyone's in the pain game group and everyone's getting crazy.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
I'm like, Fury's back. That's what it's got to be. No, not Fury. They've taken a left. But this is a significant...
It's a pivot, bro. The first thought was, what happens to Eddie and Frank?
That's what I want to talk about first.
Oh,
I want to talk because I watched Frank's. I watched Eddie Hearn's interview.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, look, like, you know, Saudi. I knew it was coming.
I'm not worried.
Like, I'm not worried at all. We could do it. Riyadh's been great, but like, if Riyadh's not there,
if it ends out, then we'll just go back to doing 35 shows a year. And I'm like, well, clearly you've got options to do 35 shows a year anytime you want.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that.
Yeah.
This is your preference, bro.
This is the way. If you're telling me now, yeah, that them lot go back to hating each other,
Oh, could you imagine?
No, there's no way. If they go back to hating each, or they join forces and hate Dana.
Oh, you know,
like,
you know what this reminds me of? Yeah, when I used to work at Groupon,
yeah,
I did a customer service thing. Halfway through, the workload got mad high for the team, so we found out we were training this team from Poland to help our team deal with the team.
Oh, yours training.
And then, bro, after this training completed, severance was being offered to everybody. Brother.
Wait. Do you know how dark that is?
Brother,
you train the people that
trained the replacements. And I look at Eddie and Frank, I think to myself,
they trained him.
What do you think you
No,
doing?
they trained Turkey Al Sheikh. He's like, so
he goes, so
tell
tell
me
how does this go? You man. Sitting there, glad to be in the room.
It's like, yeah,
well, look, mate, I've been doing this longer than him, so I'll take this. Eddie, you 1 second, mate. So what it is,
favor.
you got to do everybody a favor.
And then after that, you got to talk to the fighter.
Fam.
And you know and the fighters are now realizing, yeah, you can either go straight to the plug, because right now, them man have been the distro, yeah? And the Connect is saying, come to me.
Yeah.
All you heard was,
massive.
And Finn gave us a great explanation of this. Chris Eubank, when he goes, yeah, didn't like the back and forth. Techie called me direct and said, hey. And I said, I give him an obscene number. He said, I gave him an obscene number. You know, just as you negotiate to say, and he go, Eddie, you went in. That's why he's talking to him like that.
I know.
Eddie.
He's like, Eddie, we're not in the mix. Don't try and be big bollocks now. We're at the table. That's how mad that energy is.
Dana White, though. That's the part. This is the difficult part, because while I like chaos, I love chaotic moves in anything. I'm here for it. I just enjoy when the tables get changed.
Yeah.
This might not be the best thing, because
Dana is
you
the
still
one that
need
makes you
Dana.
worried.
Dana is not a boxing man. His model is not boxing. But then boxing is something that does need governance. It needs it to be clear a bit.
Well, let's operate, because I don't want us to start talking about boxing on old data. Yeah, because one thing that Dana was saying is like, oh, boxing's broken, and like, you know, one belt is the only way that people are going to be fighting the best. And I'm like, yeah, but have your eyes been closed for the last 18 months?
It's been fun.
We've been having a great time over here.
Yeah.
Stuff has been happening. We are getting fights now. Yes, there's a couple guys whose names just didn't enter the chat, but we've got Crawford in the mix now. Canelo's in the mix now.
Yeah.
People are in the Bivol Beterbiev twice.
Yes.
What are you talking about?
We're not getting a third one.
That's old data, bro.
We're not getting a third one, by the way.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is we got that fight twice. So what I'm saying is when people say these things, you're basing that statement on 3 years ago when we were just raging. Think about the fights that we were saying that we wanted.
Boxing's been beautiful.
AJ Fury is really the last one.
Boxing's been beautiful.
It's been great.
It's been beautiful. Like, I've got no issues with boxing, but someone does. Because they said, however this is going, TKO as well. They signed with WWE. Like, that whole holdings group, is the money is moving. That's a serious entity. TKO, Dana, Turkey Al Sheikh. If I'm Frank Warren and Eddie Hearn, I'm saying, so where would you like me to slot into?
Where's my role in this?
No, where would you like me to slot into this thing that we're doing? You know, because that's how I'm breaking it down. Saying, okay, so we're moving in a new direction. Where do you want me to go as a part of this?
And it's also one of them ones where sometimes there's nowhere to go. Sometimes it's because I hear what you're saying.
These are my friends.
You calling them friends?
These are my friends.
What I'm saying is this: if Turkey's influence has caused everybody to behave correctly, this is the thing about even working in the entertainment industry. You always have to make sure you're valuable. You know.
Yes.
The minute it's still possible without you, brother, it's going to happen without you. So my thing is this: yes, they've been the promoters in the mix, but Turkey's influence has made people behave in a way they weren't ready to behave. So if he's sitting there thinking, well, if I can get you man to pattern up and sit at the table and hold hands and do things I want to see, then I say, cool. That means I probably can run it without you.
But these are my relationships and these are my fighters. You can't talk to them without me.
Well, yeah, but think about why Frank has everybody on the roster. Because he had the first relationship with Turkey.
Yes.
So if Turkey says, well, I'm not chatting to Frank no more, do you man want to continue what you've been doing?
There's no
it
chance.
Gets
no chance.
Technical.
No chance. saw what happened to Yard. Yard came back to Frank.
No, I'm talking very extreme terms. Here. Yeah. But what I'm saying is, because you got to remember the value is you got to keep the value. Because if this guy can do this by himself,
which like I feel, do you know who I'm most worried for?
Who?
I'm worried for the WBC.
Oh, the belts. Oh,
I'm worried for them, man.
Big man.
If I was the only person, if I was sitting there, I'd be saying,
so where's my commission gonna come in?
Because how do we like?
When I saw Canelo out there with the belt, and Turkey said, "Hey, put that. Don't don't hold that." And Canelo went, "Yeah, cool, no problems."
Have you seen how Solomon's been running around with new belts that he creates?
Pissed, bro.
He's got belts for fun. He says, "Aye, listen, are you fighting soon?
Yeah.
Do you want to
do
leopard print?
Yes, the leopard print. It's like, right, Travis and KG are fighting, so we're gonna have an undefeated belt with both of their faces on it, and the winner's face will be engraved on the front as a hologram behind the title. Bro, what are you doing? You're doing bare things to devalue your
the
belt.
Pearl belt. Remember the Pearl
belt?
Yeah.
Bro, you gave Amir Khan a belt of Dubai or some madness when he
There's
fought
a belt. He just creates one. He says, "Hold on, I have a designer for the situation that you have right now."
But then you want to act like this is a belt of sovereignty and value. It's like, bro, stop it, bro. Your belt got cheap time ago, bro.
No, it's still special.
To who?
That WBC belt is the belt. Ring Magazine belt is special. That WBC,
Listen.
I don't care what anyone says, it's still the nicest belt to see.
Brother.
There's something beautiful about that belt that says this is boxing.
No,
don't you agree?
I'll tell you, these things can age out. Yeah, because you see that undisputed belt, as big as it is. Yeah, that's the belt. The one belt formula was in the works from time.
It's been coming.
Yeah, because that big undisputed belt,
and it's Turkey's as well.
That's right. And now he's got the Ring Magazine.
He tried to show us. He tried to say, "Listen, this is the undisputed. This is it."
And let whoever got undisputed, you hold that belt. If them man, the belt guys, them man have been watching the writing on the wall from early.
Yeah, but it's nasty writing to be seeing because you're like, oh, they're trying it. Oh my God, they're trying it. It's the Canelo moment for me that really made it clear because I don't know what Solomon, how he messaged them, man, because he's still in the group. They're probably all the belt man, them are probably having a chat.
Group chat's going crazy.
The group chat's getting crazy. But when
WBC said, "Are you man seeing this?"
When Frank was added to the group chat, and then after Frank was added, Eddie Hearn was added, Eddie became admin.
Eddie became admin straight away. He said, "Nah, I'm not gonna listen." He goes, "I'm happy to take a second seat in Riyadh. If we're back outside on the mains, I'm the man. Don't do this. Don't try to act like you don't remember what was going on before Riyadh. I was the big boy out here. Yeah, your shows were in churches. Don't do this."
But how the show? Them lot need to find a position in this new.
The only way it works,
they
need to find a way in. Like they need to make themselves valuable somehow, or they got to team up and pattern up in the way that they've never before.
That's asking for investment that no one can do.
Oh, the investment. I forgot about the investment.
Yeah, you're forgetting about when every time they do a new video for the next fight. Look at the fights, the videos that we've been getting, the pre-match,
the
Hollywood level, that the rollout, the trailer is phenomenal.
It's real.
Are you telling? I must be a part of that because you making a Canva thumbnail for the next fight
and putting the posters on Oak Kent Road.
No, we're not getting back to that.
We can't go back to that.
Bro.
So yeah, I don't know, man, because let's be real, the UFC model has left fighters very unhappy. You know what I'm saying? Like boxing is an era where it's lucrative, and it's lucrative for everybody involved.
Yeah.
Let's have it right. Part of the problem that we have in boxing is that fighters have become very savvy businessmen because of how much money is being made.
Yes.
All right. The reason why you go back the old decades and you say, man, those guys, they used to fight and da-da-da-da-da. And it's like, yeah, they did, but they're also promoters led things in a different way where their men are telling you when to fight. Their men are telling you when to fight because you need money. So you stay ready. Fight is more. Do you know what I'm saying? It's really economy that dictates how things operate. So if Dana White is going to come in and say everybody's on a fixed salary or something to that effect.
Do that.
Well, UFC, they can't even have sponsorships and stuff, bro. Like, them men are like, bro, you're an employee. You ain't making money.
You can't tell boxers that.
Well, you can't. You shouldn't be able to because we've been spoiled by how boxers have been treated. But you can. You actually can if you have all the marbles. So that's why the thing about a monopoly creates different challenges because fighters will say, okay, cool, you'll get to fight 5-6 times a year. And it's like, oh, that's a lot of fighting still. And it's like, okay, cool, but the
I
money's
might
set.
get banged.
The money's set, but I might get banged, but I might just have a short career in general. Realistically, like the value set becomes different for me and what my body can take. Over time, I'm just there I'm fighting out of desperation because I need the bread.
Then we need to do,
you get guys that show up injured. Nowadays, this single fighter saying, I'm hurt, I'm out. Dubois, I got a bit of a flu, so I'm gonna sit down.
I'm actually injured.
I'm actually okay. That wasn't happening back in the day. So that's why guys who were fighting the way they were fighting. You think if Muhammad Ali could say, like, or those guys at the upper levels they had the choice to say, I miss out this one, fight twice a year. Their value would just go up and the mileage wouldn't be so insane.
There's got to be special dispensation that they're going to have to provide, because unless you're saying the new school guys are going to get done over. But if you're of the old relics, the Canelos, the AJs, them lot from that group, you're not going to be affected by this new change. But new boxers going forward, big man,
you're going to have to fight. Because
employee settings.
But this is the way I'm thinking how it can work. There'd be like pay tiers, isn't it? Of like you're a C class fighter based on the numbers and the fighting, and then you become a tier 2 fighter when you beat that guy, and you fight your way up the ranking process to make more money.
The hunger, though.
Well, this is what that's how the hunger will come, because everybody wants that check. So boxing would improve, but then we go back to seeing guys broke when they retire.
Let's ask this question.
Who knows?
Let's ask this question, because there has to be healthcare and all that.
Because I don't like seeing men like Tommy Hearn selling their trinkets.
It's bad. It's bad.
I hate it, bro.
I need to ask the UFC man them, is this a good idea? Because they know. Has UFC been better since they signed that deal? Because I used to see sponsors on everyone's clothes. Like back in the UFC,
that's right.
You used to see them, man. Where them man breading, was UFC better before they made this big change? Let us know, because I don't watch UFC, know nothing about. All I remember is Ngannou and a lot of UFC fighters coming over to boxing.
That's right.
To get paid.
Like, look at this. North Frank Brent goes, remember UFC Ultimate Fighter win a 6-figure contract? He goes, that ended up being $100,000 for 10 fights.
Huh?
Bro, $100K on a 10-fight bust down. It's mad.
What? That's not right.
Man, Shingles just said dinner with boxers is gonna go through the roof. You know,
you don't eat it with boxers.
£700 a ticket. Man ain't playing.
But they won't sign Turkey. Is Turkey gonna do that to them?
I don't think.
There's no chance. He can't.
I don't think so.
You can't have them all in that picture, that wicked picture that they took. They're not gonna get finessed like this.
I don't think he's gonna do the heavy-handed finessing, but because if he was going to be that, he would have been doing that now.
Yeah.
Dana's involvement is what gets me concerned about that. Because if he comes in and goes, guys, here's what we got to do. And if he's got Turkey's ear, then who knows?
Maybe Dana's just there to remove this whole WBC, IBO, all that other stuff, all those, the belt thing. Maybe his involvement is just how you create a league.
A league, yeah.
And that's what his job is.
Yeah.
Turkey's still going to pay them effectively. And the TKO as a whole, like, in terms of media, because even if I'm the zone, I'm looking over saying, hey, you're doing this on our platform, right? Or they're going to create their own platform.
Yeah, true. But like, even the concept of a league has to have some type of pay structure. Do you know what I mean? To a degree. But then actually we say that, but like, well, let's consider how football works.
Yeah.
Teams they make different money. Players cost different. You know what I'm saying? There's still a level of autonomy in the midst of it.
Yeah. So
they're gonna have to find that balance.
Can still get paid, man. But I think if you have a belt right now, that's probably the end of the belt era as we know it.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Moving on. Bivol, Beterbiev.
Yeah, that's interesting still. That's interesting because I don't think Turkey wants that fight.
What?
I don't think Turkey wants him to have that fight.
Go on, explain it. Talk to me.
Yeah, so I believe that I think Turkey wants the third fight with Beterbiev.
You know, I gotta put respect on Beterbiev's name.
Yeah, that's the thing. I wouldn't want
it. But his legs, though.
No, you can't say his legs.
His legs.
What about? Yeah, but same time, he does deserve a chance to best of 3. I won 1, you won 1. You don't think Beterbiev deserves a run back?
Of course he does, but like
after his first defeat.
Yes, his first defeat.
Thank you. He's had 100% knockout rate. He come up against one man he couldn't knock out, but he won. They fought again. He lost again on points. He lost on points. Let him have a run back. And then that's going to probably be the end of his career.
Don't you like, when I saw Bivol and Benavidez' name next to each other, I thought, oh, I'd like to see that fight.
I did.
I'm not going to lie. I found new excitement. Because we've seen, maybe I'm spoiled. I've seen Beterbiev and Bivol. Yeah. It's not going to end in a KO. It's going to go the distance. Yeah. It's a chess match. It's fun.
I just don't think we've got long left for Beterbiev for this to happen again, realistically. Because, like, there's no fight that I want to see Beterbiev have and then come back to Bivol. By then, he'll have more mileage.
This guy, Jay Green, saying Beterbiev versus Jao Pataya.
Nah, let Bivol go up and do that. We're at the end of the story with Beterbiev's body. Let's be real.
It is.
So let him fight Bivol and try and get back. If you can't get it, then it's like, all right, you know what? Big up. I enjoyed the sport. This has been a great career. The guy's 40.
It's been an amazing career, man. So what you reckon? Turkey's just trying to?
I think Turkey probably wants to keep it. You know, run this one again. Like the Benavidez thing involves. Who's Benavidez signed with again? Benavidez promoter. If you know in the chat, guys, please let me know.
Let me read this. What Captain Al Pacino says. This is what happens when you take the money. The promoters are partly to blame for all of this. They allow Turkey to enter with not much resistance. Bro, he's got big money, bro. You can't resist the P's. That's real money. That's not even that's
PBC.
PBC.
So that business can't get made, mate. That PBC thing won't make sense. It won't be a part of this mix for you to fight over there, basically. That's across the street. That's a tank situation. So even though that negotiation might be taking place, it's like, you know, that's probably Turkey's probably saying, I don't want you to go over there.
Yeah, he still hasn't got PBC and checking it.
Nah,
he's got all the other man them lined up. They know what going.
Exactly. Everyone's playing. Everyone's over here enjoying. But you want to cross the road for that mission. It's like, nah, bro, come back and Beterbiev. We're keeping things over. We're keeping them out.
No, but it's saying they can be involved if they jump into what we got cooking over here. And they're probably not interested. At the moment, BBC has said, we're not ready for you to expose our champions. That's what they're saying. Yeah. You know, obviously not Benavidez.
Every time they cross the street, he looks nuts.
We're not ready because Gervonta fighting on salary is a different type of situation. He must fight. Gervonta under TKO contract? Under the Dana contract?
Well, I mean, we're still yet to know what it looked like. But if it looks anything like UFC, you are not seeing Gervonta Tank Davis anywhere near it.
Start to see retirements coming.
I don't think retirements. I just think people will stay on other networks.
You can't avoid it for too long.
You'll avoid it as long as you can, but it's one of the ones where it's like it will just look bad in comparison.
It's gonna look mad because remember when we saw Only America,
Don King,
when people were fighting on a Don King show in 2024, and he thought, what's going on here?
Yeah.
That's how it'll look like that. It will look like it's only in America settings, and no, like that's not gonna, when the whole world is moving this way and you're talking about I've got polyphonic ringtone. Stop, bro. Stop.
I'm curious about grassroots though, because I know how this is gonna affect the top guys.
Yeah,
but grassroots is in, if promoters get crushed, who's looking after that grassroots? Like, does the league go and literally include everybody?
The grassroots though.
Well, if you're getting crushed out of the top game where the real money pays you back to be able to look after the grassroots, how do you look after grassroots?
Actually, I think it might be a potentially good thing for the grassroots because now the promoters will go and find that talent. They'll be on the ground and they'll secure those talents for when they go into that space. Because you want the talent to get signed. Promoters almost become agents of fighters in a sense. Their role just changes. Are you with me? So now it's like, I know you're going to be fighting. You're going to be a potential TKO, whatever, Turkey fighter. I'm going to make sure I'm gonna be a part of your whole journey. See, like them Brazilians, them Brazilians that end up in football, and you're like, hold on, these 3 or 4 different people have an entity in this. Yeah, I think it could be one of those. Yeah. So then you now start to look for that person to get signed. That's the job and to be a part of that journey the whole way.
Yeah, I get it.
So maybe who knows?
But in regards to just Bivol Beterbiev, that would be a fight I'd like to see. But if it does happen, I want that to happen after the trilogy. I'm sorry, I want Beterbiev to have his shot at the fight again.
Yeah, it's gonna get exciting, man. Is there anything else? Teofimo Lopez just chatting shit.
Yeah, bro. Teofimo is just like he's just jarring you, man.
Yeah,
jarring guy. So basically, he's always making these weird comments online, right? And recently, he got pressed on the mains, right? So here's a face off with him and his opponent. There's another video here. I'm just uploading that at the moment. So basically, he got confronted by this guy called Nigel Chill on. Like he's a guy on Twitter and stuff like that. He's like presenting himself. I'm not really too sure of his content, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
But he was basically, when they were face to face, he was just basically telling him, like, bro, like I've backed you before, but you keep coming out with this racist shit, bro.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what you want me to say or do about that, but it's messed up. And he's come back with these dumb responses. I'm waiting for the video to load now so we can all watch it together. But it's typical Teofimo these days is starting to show that, you know, that them dickhead online guys. They just chat nonsense for a response.
Like a American Joey Barton settings.
Yeah.
Just doing it for, is it like, what is it called? Like rage baiting or doing it, yeah.
Absolutely.
Doing it for interest to just get their attention. Okay.
But then when you see them in real life, the energy is different.
But he switched up before. Remember reading this book on stage and then he's getting pressed
with Keyshawn.
Yeah.
So
this is probably one of his moves.
This is the thing. So it's like I'm waiting for the thing to load, but there's another thing where he meets up with guys fighting next.
Yeah, 11. Yeah, it's about time. I'm 11. It's about time. That's good. That's good. Yeah. Wait a second. Look at it. I can feel you. Ooh, I can smell you. You know that shit. Smell you know what that smells like, baby. Oh yeah, producer. Yeah, that's butt, pussy, and ass. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of it. Yeah, it's you. Ooh, I can't be around it. All of a sudden, you get energy when the camera get on. Look a little bitch. Terry Crawford had his hand around you like a little bitch.
Hell yeah, the biggest bitch there is, baby.
Yeah, you are.
I
know you are. I know you are. We know it.
Damn right.
We know it. I'm showing May 2nd too.
I like it.
Yeah.
Damn right. Hell yeah.
They're friends.
I don't know if they're friends, but this is the clip. The clip's finally here, right? So this is the one I'm talking about.
I supported you before. I had you on the interview at Top Break, dog. Don't do that. I've been supported you. No, they didn't tell me nothing. I asked you that. I've been supported you. A lot of people. I did a whole lot of. I did Nico. I did everybody. Come on, dog. Everybody supported you. You doing the bullshit, like playing us, bro. As fans, that's dog. Niggas told you how that shit make people feel, bro. Supporting people. Not you just did it at the press conference the other day, bro. Come on, bro. Yeah, you know that, though. That's what I'm saying. Keep doing that, like. You gonna try to play me like I'm stupid now, bro? You all play, yo, bro. Everybody done told you how offensive that is, and you have fans. Motherfuckers fuck with you. Black people sat up here and know, but how you gonna fuck with us and then call people monkeys and bananas and all that shit? Tio, you just did it at the press conference the other day. You just said it to Africa at the press conference the other day. You know what you said. Oh, where's the button? Here go a banana. Here go a banana. Here go a banana. What does that mean? You might as well, bro. I'm just telling you that shit is corny, bro. You need to stop that shit.
You see what I mean, though? You caught yourself. Don't try to outplay me.
I'm not trying to play you. I'm just talking to you, bro.
I called Javante. Hold on, no, I got you. I called Javante. I called Javante exactly what he is. You called him something. You called himself a gorilla.
Tio, what's the issue here?
No, I'm saying Javante calls himself a gorilla. He's trying to say that I'm going off this race and saying everybody's a monkey. No, I didn't say that. Yeah. I called two fighters, Crawford and at the time Tank. I called them exactly what they say they are. I'm going off of what they say they are.
But can't you see how people see how it's racist? Like the Keyshawn thing with the watermelon, like you were laughing, so people...
I have a fucking banana. That's a fruit.
Yeah.
That's not calling
But it was
anybody.
right after...
That's stereotype.
Yeah, but it was right after it happened.
Everybody
so
put a stereotype.
It looked like you did it.
Yeah, because it's a promotion narrative.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like, it's not really to antagonize. I already know the culture going through a lot.
Yeah.
You feel me? I know everybody going. It's how everyone else takes it though. You know, someone says I'm gay. Am I gay? I'm not gay. It's how you take shit.
Do you regret anything?
No, you can literally say I'm gonna knock the tacos out of you. It's how I take it.
Yeah. You regret any of it?
What?
Do you regret any of it? Because like you said you weren't.
No, because you know what was the whole purpose of it? So I get all the eyes and tell them God is the way. God is the way. The light is the way. I had to use something that was bad so that I get everybody to come to it. Stop focusing on Baphomet and focus on God. Focus on everything that we all talk about. Everybody, to let y'all know, this right here means Baphomet. When y'all throw up the dudes like this, it means Baphomet. Like, come on, wake up. Wake up. They gotta pull me away, but like, wake up. God is real. God is.
So let's be clear.
He said
he's only said that
for God,
because God is the way.
So he said he just wanted to do some racist shit to show people God's the way.
Just to show people that God is the way. Now my thing is, bro, first of all, you're chatting shit. Absolute shit, bro. But if this is your way of trying to get attention, you're even doing this wrong.
Even the way,
this ain't even hitting.
You see, if Jehovah Witness,
like, you just look like a dickhead, bro.
Just imagine Jehovah Witness. They tried this new marketing play of knocking on your door and just racial abuse through the thingy, monkeys, like through the little box. I'm telling you,
to get me to open the door.
I'll open it, but I don't think you could give me that watchtower.
Can I tell you about Jesus?
You can't give me the watchtower, bro.
Nah.
You can't because you will get my attention. I'm telling you right now.
I'm opening that door quickly.
You're gonna get my attention. Yeah,
but don't expect any
don't
more.
hand me the watchtower. There's no way you're handing me that pamphlet,
please,
because I can't hear it. And this is what I'm saying. His technique,
it's the worst.
Needs to be. And you know what's so sad? He didn't actually realize the guy that's talking to him is genuinely disappointed. I know that, you know, when your parents disappointed, it's like, bro, like, I actually like
really
you as a, like, I like you as a fighter, bro. Why you gotta do
just
this?
here chatting shit on the mains, bro?
For no reason,
brother.
Just clean that up, because we support you.
Yeah,
we actually like you. We like how you move.
For me, it's I like his boxing, but I see the stuff. I think to myself, nah, you're a dickhead, bro. Like, we'll watch the boxing and see the fights and that, but bro, you're proving to be a clown, fam. I just don't like people like this.
Let's open it.
Yeah, let's do this, man.
This is just, you know. But the main conversation today is there still life for Hearn, Frank? What does this mean? Like, you guys that know UFC, what does this really mean for boxing? Like, that's a big conversation. You want to go into the TL1? We can.
Will anybody be doing Frank and Eddie a favor?
Whoa. That's how I want it, man.
But there's rumors that Eddie's looking at retiring. I'm seeing that floating around.
He ain't retiring.
I think, well, let's be real, yeah.
Eddie's not getting nowhere.
Does he? I reckon this is one of the ones where he defo sees out AJ's career. But outside of that,
he's almost done, bro.
Well, exactly. This is where we are.
He's not retiring.
But I don't think he's.
He's not even close to retiring. Eddie's like, he's still locked in. When he asks him about shows, small hall shows, but any show, he's there.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, in terms of being actively involved, how old is Eddie Hearn?
He's not giving up. He can't help but be in the main light, bro. There's something, it's addictive.
He's 45. He's not really.
He's not retired. He's nowhere near retirement. He's just getting started. That's what he's gonna tell you. That's the kind of stuff he's gonna tell you.
See, if he was around 52, 53,
yeah,
I could be like, yeah, you might just want to do something else.
No.
But then I don't know, man. I don't know. Who knows?
Let's go, man. Lineal, bring him in. Lineal, what's going on, bro?
Yo, what's good?
Talk to us. What do you think about all these changes in boxing?
Listen, first and foremost, I've said this before and I'll say it again. Fuck Teofimo, his family, and his whole fucking crew. And if you're down with Teo, then fuck you too. That's on all of them, bro. I'm sick and tired. Listen, remember a few years ago, he said the same thing about, was it Shakur, when Top Rank started treating them?
That's right.
Oh,
Shakur and Crawford.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Yeah, he was saying that about, oh, well, Top Rank can piss off as they're going to treat the black fighters like better than us. And I was just like, where did that come from? Because that man didn't even mention you before.
Yeah,
They've
and then
never
we
meant
weren't
to.
getting no great treatment. Crawford was getting outed
brother,
on the mains by Bob Arum those days.
Bud was getting treated dirty. And Teo, this what? Because I think, and the funny thing is, as much as people like to talk about Shakur, he was at least doing numbers, getting people to come watch him. Whereas Teo is like, you're the biggest failed project in boxing. You was meant to be the guy, and then when you had your opportunity, you lost to Cambosis. Hold that, you dumb pussy, But that's enough. That's enough.
All, baby. All right, that's him. Talk to us about this shake-up, Turkey. Some people saying Turkey has done them a bit like he's moved a bit sly. What are you with that?
Listen, let me tell you something. Because you guys saying you want an MMA guy, I'm an MMA guy first.
Thank you.
Okay, cool.
Run away now. All the other promoters, yeah, you better start. You know, like geopolitics when everyone needs to get their nukes ready.
Yeah,
get your nukes ready, bro.
Oh my gosh.
Because no, the reason I say this, yeah, you see, Dana, what Dana's built is incredible with the UFC. However, that is a dictator, and them two coming together is like Dana's thing, like you guys were alluding to before, is he likes complete control, like structured pay and everything. And for boxing, it doesn't work. But then with the millions that certain boxers are getting now, we got to remember, these people, a lot of these quote unquote stars of today are nearly done, are near the end of the road. There's not too many people in their prime that are big stars. The AJs, the Tyson Furies, the Buds, the Canelos, them men are near the end of their career. So I even think the timing that Turkey is doing this is smart, because he's doing it at a time where, well, ain't too many people that command big millions like that. So let me ask Dana how to do this structured pay thing. Because guess what? All the people that's gonna start saying, I want, dumb amounts of money. No.
Get that normal.
Jeez.
No, but there's gotta be. Wait,
who is the boxing star outside of, okay, take AJ away, take Canelo away, Fury? Who is a common day boxing star that does numbers venue wise and pay-per-view wise?
I think if we're moving away from boxing, you just have to say combined, Eubank and Ben combined will have a star night.
But no, that don't count, because they're living off of their dad's legacy. I'm saying, who is see, the way you lot are struggling to answer this now, because it's same as me. Who are the stars? Because Tank is running out of gas right now. Canelo's near the end. AJ's near the end. All them other man, they'll get they should get nice farewell packages. Yeah. But all the man coming after this, and I've been saying this for a while, there's going to be a big reset in boxing when it comes to certain people asking for, I want millions here, millions there.
True.
Sooner or later, it's gonna be like, yo, who's doing what numbers?
It's right. True. It's done. The area is actually, it's clever. Everything is clever, but then
thing is, the writing was on the wall for this though, because like someone like a Dubois didn't have the makings of star after beating AJ. It was going to be a thing where the good fights are going to be made. They're going to throw tough fights at you immediately. You'll be seeing Fabio Wardley by the end of the year. Moses Atoma's going to be coming. Like, they're going to keep this thing going. So you kind of had the feeling that people weren't going to be protected, but you're shining a light on it in a way that's just like, no, we're actually not going to see stars built like that. It's going to be closer to UFC. And I think
it will.
Getting closer to UFC is not a bad thing, but becoming the UFC is horrible.
No.
You don't know about UFC. He's telling us
competition is necessary. And this is what Dana has been successful doing, in that he squeezed all competition off. He ran all competition off the block. He said, them corners are mine. Any place that had decent competition, he bought out, he took them corners. And now in a situation with the UFC where you're going to have guys like Ngannou, where it's going to be like, yo, I don't like these working conditions. Yeah. And guess what? There's not going to be another company to just be like, I'm going to bounce to them because you lot are moving mad. The same way we need to make sure that a lot of these other promoters have their own and ain't as reliant on Turkey, because Frank has the UK. Eddie, I think, is doing this thing. He's doing his projects in Australia and the US. And I honestly think, Eddie has purposely kept boots away from Turkey on purpose. I think that is Eddie's like, I want to see if I can make this guy a big US star by myself. Well, just as Matchroom and not with Turkey, just so it's kind of like worst comes to worst. That's my backup plan. But the way that Eddie's been, you know, promoting Boots is very traditional of like, let's get your home time behind you. After you get your home time behind you, let's like get. Obviously, I think his next fight is in New Jersey, so he's getting that East Coast type of thing behind Boots. He's trying to galvanize that crowd before he takes him to Vegas. And I think Eddie's trying to do that. And the same way he's been doing in Australia, whether it's Opataya, he's getting the Australian crowd, because I think he's starting to realize not too much money in the UK. He's basically said to Frank, yo, I have the keys to the UK. But me and AJ have drained it dry anyway. So what, your boy the bar beat AJ. Your boy the bar to beat AJ, we don't care.
You know what? This is the real lineal. This is a fire call. This is a fire call. I really hope that this Dana thing doesn't mash up boxing, you know. I really hope this TKO thing works out as a different model, a different thing altogether. But it just doesn't, the way it's sounding.
It won't, I doubt it'll be totally like the UFC, because boxing has gone too down the road. But I believe Turkey will take enough infrastructure from the UFC in terms of how do you rein in certain things that make boxing the Wild West. But I don't know. Maybe, hopefully, boxing's too far gone for people to all come under one ruling. Because for me, I've always said competition is necessary, and if Turkey's able to buy up everything, then all it takes is someone to get in his bad side, and then what?
So you see, so the UFC league, right? How exactly does it work? Is in terms of numbers? Because are there divisions?
Yeah.
How many fighters there are? So you got like what, the Premier League division, and then what? How far down does it go, and how many fighters does it include?
They have weight
classes. Wait, it's same as boxing, but it's similar to, it's just like boxing. But imagine if it's like everyone's just signed to Matchroom, or all the top guys are just basically signed to Matchroom, bar like, let's say 10 out of, let's say, or let's say the top 15 of every division. Let's say 3 out of 4 might not be in the UFC.
Okay, no, but see, what I meant when I said divisions wasn't about weight classes. It was about there being a premier. Because think of how many fighters there are. Is everybody that's a fighter in the UFC, are they all ranked to some degree? To
No. 300. No, they have a top 15.
So then, where are the outside of the top 15? Where are those guys? What are they?
They're just on the books, and you get booked for fights.
Oh, okay. See,
That's
this sounds
on the books,
and this has a formula that works, and it has been going, because I'm hearing this. I'm thinking this sounds chaotic.
Has anyone been robbed like this? So they should be in the top 15, but they're not in the top 15, and they don't get a title shot, like, or just
not as criminal as that, but there are instances where fighters may not be as entertaining, so it's like you have to take the long route to getting your title shot. And there's certain times where, especially, it gets dictated too much by the fans, and the fans have become more fickle than ever, I would say. There's a lot of times where I'm just like, I feel like, to be fair, I feel like combat sports fans are regressing in general, where it's almost like the culture of trolling has taken over so much that it dictates boxing in a very unhealthy way. It's like the same way people ain't even talking about boxer skills no more. They're talking about, it's like when it comes to Tank, you can't even fairly criticize Tank without people going, yeah, but who got the biggest skate? And it's like, brother, what happened to wanting a boxer to be the best?
Yeah,
man are mocking Shakur Stevenson for wanting to face Tank. Like, what type of nonsense?
Yeah, that's mad. You know, Lineal, we'll keep it moving. Amazing call.
Come on, respect, bro.
Hey, that's some good UFC insight, though. That's some good insight. We're gonna. I hope it's a good thing, because I like change. I think change is a lot of people are like don't want to go down the road of change. They hate it, but sometimes change works.
It's true. I remember when DAZN came out, all the promoters said it was rubbish, and now they're all on DAZN.
They're all on DAZN. This is what I'm saying. Yo, George.
Yo,
unmute yourself. There you go.
What's happening, bro?
Yeah, all good.
Talk to us, man. We're trying to understand what this means to the game. We've kind of learned a little bit about. Are you a UFC fan as well?
Yeah, casual fan.
Okay, cool.
But I think at this stage, yeah, what exactly are we getting excited about? Because I really don't know what exactly their plan is. Yes, they've announced a league, but are they signing any marquee fighters, or what is this going to be new talent? We don't even know what's going
I
on.
think it's just one of those things where they've come out and they've started their own promotion company and they've announced they plan on crushing the competition. So
Yeah.
that's a massive statement.
That's the big statement.
And with Turkey involved in that, it's a clear sign of intent that they're about to really start moving the table. So, do you know what I mean? How do you see the game being transformed in terms of where Frank and Eddie fit into the picture?
To be honest, I think it's going to be business as usual for those lot.
Okay.
And I think Turkey has sat down and looked how much he spent over the last 18 months. And he's probably thinking it's not sustainable. So I think what we're going to see with this new venture is not going to be what everyone's expecting, where he's going to be paying these big purses. I think he just wants to sustain it a bit more. So I actually think that the WBC governing bodies and organizations like that, they should all band together and say, listen, if any fighters join that, we're wiping your record clean. Because
no, but then why that's too dangerous is, didn't they try that with the golf situation, where before golf was moving out to, was it Live Golf or something, and they tried to fight it and they just didn't. They all, like, some people missed out on serious bread for like being the first hold the line dons, and then everyone went there in the end.
Yeah, true.
Remember that, like, it didn't work. Like, it was like, no, we can't, and I don't know if this is the move.
But us as boxing fans now, really, really and truly, as much as we criticize these governing bodies, yeah, they've been around for, as we said, hundreds of years. So what? We used to support a new made-up belt now. It doesn't make sense.
Well, see, I think that can happen. I think that can happen because I think these guys, the way the belts have been run, have been dodgy for a while now. Like the new belt, they devalued their own belt by adding.
You can't just make up a belt. Like,
and we've seen it, the undisputed belt. We've never seen that before.
No, but you remember, they're not making up a belt. They're basically saying that the Ring Magazine belt is now going to be the belt. So it's not like they've created a brand new one.
So what about all the champions who've won these belts before, like the WBC or these belts?
History will always be the history, bro. Like, it's just one of the things where if this is one of those signpost moments where that's the end of that era, this is the beginning of the new era with this belt. Remember, we started out with one belt. Other belts got added in. It took ages for them to become respected and valued. WBO is talked about as one of the mains, but back in the day, man, them would laugh like it was the IBO. So cultures change with the boxing, with titles. I think.
I hear you. I hear everything you lot are saying, yeah. But and I mean this with all due respect to what Saudi has done for the sport, yeah. But I think let's not be blinded, yeah, by Turkey's ambitious plans, because what he's looking to do, yeah, is absolute madness. I think, fine, there's one thing overpaying for, promoters to work together and boxers to fight, but starting a whole new league with the infrastructure of all of that is a lot to do, man. It's a lot to do.
It's definitely.
I don't think money just cuts through all of these political.
And what's crazy is they've given him a seat at the. 1 second, they've given him a seat at the table, though. That's the thing. His money is cut because he was no one in boxing. Right now, he's one of the biggest, the most influential people in boxing, and he's done that in under a year?
A year and a bit. And if you told me that somebody could make Frank Warren and Eddie Hearn hold hands at a table,
friends,
and be buddies, I'd say you're chatting.
Listen, unless he's going to involve these promotional teams like Eddie Hearn, Frank Warren, he's essentially trying to take food out their mouth. So what's the incentive for them to continue to just lay down and say, okay, you make a new league with Dana White, who's already gone on record saying he doesn't want to work with anyone else? It makes, honestly, I think we should pause our excitement for a second, because to be honest with you, I feel like he is the most influential guy in boxing at the moment, and he's done that by leveraging the existing work these promoters have done. And making the fights us fans want to see. But long term, this UFC whole, I honestly, I don't know.
Eddie Hearn said he saw it coming. That's the funny thing. He said, all of them said, we knew that he was going to do this. And I think what's that guy from TalkSport? Simon Jordan was like, I met with Turkey and he said this was coming. This announcement was coming. So is this been a secret, or has this been the move and they've all been working towards?
They've all been on it.
They've all been involved in this, and have they sold boxing because they let him in? That's the killer. They let him in.
Yeah, but it's not. Listen, when one thing that's for certain, if a business opportunity, these are businessmen. They love a pound note. So obviously they're all at the table eating, and it's also beneficial not only for the promoters, also the fighters as well. But now you're telling me I'm going to sign up to this new Dana White league, and with his history of how he treats professional fighters, and sign my rights away, or whatever he's going to sign away, or whatever they're going to sign away, and we ride off into the sunset. I think this new league is more targeted at upcoming talent. You know,
that would be interesting, because that would, I mean, the WB. Well, this is interesting because obviously he's like does have feelings about the WBC belt, but there is also a WBC tournament that's going to be across all weight classes. It's like capped at, you know, I think.
Stop right now.
What's
that?
Got
84 likes.
Sorry, just last point.
Bro.
84 likes.
That's crazy.
There's over 300 people in this chat right now. We only have 80 likes.
There's not a single.
Yeah, sorry, just my last point. Yeah, sorry to cut you guys. Yeah. The most recent interview I watched with Dana White, when they asked him about like what's kind of the structure of this, and he was saying that he's not focused on working with big promoters or big stars. He was saying when he first started UFC, they had to make the new stars, if that makes sense. Hence why it kind of leads to my last point, where I think it's more they're going to build these new names in the sport, and it's going to be one of those situations that, you know, this is the place to be. And I still think it's going to be business as usual for everyone else, but I think they're definitely going to look to build their own stars and promote them that way. Through this TKO.
It's a solid. I like this call. They've been informative calls because again, we're behind the 8 ball on this. Like, we don't know. I'm just open to seeing what this ends up looking like. But I hear calls for caution from a lot of the callers that are calling today.
Yeah,
a lot of caution. And Dana's the one that's if he announced this league with Frank or Eddie, would you feel differently?
Yeah, obviously, because they've got the talent. You understand what I mean? Like, you look at Frank Warren, he's got a good heavyweight stable. Eddie's got the golden ticket in AJ, so and other fighters as well. So yeah, if it was like, as I said, all of them coming to the table, I would be a bit more excited. But what talent is going to be boxing on there? So realistically, before they build these stars, if we're going by what Dana White says, well, it might be a 5-year plan, it might be a 10-year plan. We don't know.
Yeah, big up, man, George. Stay blessed. Let's see what is going on. You lot, man, we can do better than this.
Let's hit the like button, guys.
And it's got to 112. I think we can. You lot, we should be on 200 likes, man. We should be on 200.
345 people. 345 people in this chat right now, and we're fighting for likes, guys. Come on, man.
Come on, man. Let's So this is your show, innit? This is your channel. Support the channel. This the best way you can support the channel is either signing up to our Patreon.
Yep.
Yeah. Hitting the like button, which is free.
And subscribing.
That's it. Because the most frustrating comment I ever see is, bro, this is such a good show, like, bro, like,
you guys should have more subs.
Well, we need you to do that.
Guys, come on, man.
Yeah? Come on, man. Let's keep it moving.
Let's
keep it moving. Who else is in the house? NN, talk to me.
Yo, what are you saying?
What's happening, bro?
What are you saying, man? What do you think about this this UFC model in boxing? Or you can talk to us about what you saw, the Teofimo video. The floor is yours.
I'm just here to talk about the UFC and Dana White, to be honest.
Let's go.
I don't see how this is. I won't say I don't see how it's going to work, but it's going to be harder for it to work. Because when Dana White got into the UFC, MMA as a whole hadn't taken off. So the UFC has a monopoly on MMA, and most definitely in the West.
Yeah.
So he pays his fighters whatever he wants to pay them. They ain't getting bags like that. The only person that he allowed to cross over into boxing from MMA was Conor McGregor, because he was getting bags. That's the only reason. The only reason Ngannou got to do it is because he ran out his contract and he still had the the belt at the time that he ran out his contract.
Yeah, because he had them. That's it.
So
Since
smart,
the contract years. So Ngannou was really clever. Ngannou's is he the only one that's had his way?
It wasn't that he was clever. These men are bastards with their contracts. So you can try and run out your contract, but they have an automatic option if you're the champion to extend it by 1 year or 2 fights.
Oh wow!
So they extended it with Ngannou for, I think it was the 1 year or something like that.
Oh,
so after he won his fight versus his old teammate Cyril Gane, which he did with 2 ACLs blown out, he spent the rest of his time out with the 2 ACLs.
So what do you reckon they tried to set him up, knowing he had the ACL thing? Is like, you're gonna fight someone difficult because you want to take this belt off you?
Yeah, or they would have definitely stripped him of it. But they didn't even strip him of it because they made a what's it called, an interim. Usually it takes time for an interim to happen. Say like John Jones now, that's been ducking Aspinall for however many years.
Yeah,
Aspinall's only had 2 interim fights. Less than 3 months after Ngannou won, an interim fight was called for Gane. So this guy,
he's cook the books. Even though you can still cook the books. No, Dana's a problem. No one likes Dana. I haven't heard.
He's not going to give these guys money.
Likes Dana.
But one thing I will give him, and this is kind of a counterpoint to what I've said, UFC fans aren't MMA fans, they're UFC fans. So even if they bring in good MMA guys, they still have to sell them to the people.
Okay.
So UFC are the ones creating MMA superstars. Outside of the UFC, they ain't really much MMA superstars. Ngannou's one. But outside of the UFC, they ain't many people for him to face in the organization that he is in now. Because all the superstars that are in the MMA are all in the UFC.
Has it hurt the fighters? You know, because before they had their own promotions.
Oh yeah, they have less money. Another fighter that used to talk about this was Demetrius Johnson. He used to fight in the UFC. He was one of the best in the lightweights, but Dana didn't like him. So Dana traded him for, I don't know if you guys know this, but I think it was viral. But Masvidal. Do you know Masvidal's 10-second knockouts? You know his quickest knockout. The guy that got knocked out is who Dana traded DJ for. And DJ was someone that was considered the GOAT in MMA, and definitely most in his class. So he just traded him for him to get him out, and he had an Xbox deal coming up. So when they signed the deal with Reebok to take away the sponsorships, he had his own Xbox deal coming up. So I don't think it's going to be good for boxing.
This is a bit mad.
Dana sounds like a madman. You know when you don't realize who? No one's come on here and been a character witness, bro.
Because obviously we don't watch I don't watch UFC to know the stories
know nothing.
And in the workings. I don't follow it. So now
they have this thing called Dana White's favorites, where if you're liked by Dana White, you'll get preferential treatment. Say like Colby Covington, he lost 2 in a row. Or he lost like 2 fights in a row, and he was still allowed to go for the championship straight after. So he had like a 3-year layoff. He didn't fight anyone. He said he wanted to come back for the championship, and he did.
Yeah, so it's one. I mean, boxers. Let's be real. Let's be completely accurate. Boxers do have the preferential treatment as well. Like like AJ could probably walk into a title shot.
No,
in his next fight. Is it what I'm saying? No, what I mean is in because we do have guys who they're in their own lane, but. This sounds like an extreme version.
Bro, we said we wanted the reason why the UFC model sounded a little bit exciting for us is because boxing's the wild west. There's no governance.
That's right.
Anyone just does what they want.
So I
thought with this whole thing of someone saying, "Hey, this is the uniform way how we do things here," I thought it works out better. Listening,
it sounds crazy.
This sounds like the wild west.
This is why you need. Okay, so let's say if there were if balance could be arranged in this setup, having him in the room isn't bad.
Having him in the room is bad.
No, what I mean is having his perspective in the room is bad in terms of if he wants to have this league of some type of organization, but he can't be the real decision maker in this thing. Turkey has to be someone has to come in and sustain balance and say, hey, boxers don't get treated like this. You're gonna lose the room. If you play,
but they close the room to the man them that look after boxers, kind of.
But if you're saying that they're going after talents, this is what they'll probably do if they're going after the up and coming talents.
Well, yeah, because that would make sense. Because one person he definitely ain't going to be able to get on the books is Eubank Jr. I would love to see Eubank Jr. and Dana on a conference call. Scumbag.
Dana's good for business. You know what?
I don't.
Can you call it if there's a person and write in the private chat? If you're a Dana guy, if you think Dana's gonna make boxing elite, make it better, we want to hear from you right now. Everyone that we've spoken to, there's not a single person in here that's been a character witness of Dana, bro. Nobody. Do you know how? Do you know how?
It's hard.
I don't like this, bro. This is bad. You know.
Yeah.
Nobody said, "Hey, UFC's been better." UFC, the thing that they keep telling us is growing and this, that, and the other. So what's it growing?
Only they are growing. Everyone else in MMA is basically dying off because they're dictatorship. They don't even pay their fighters like that. A fighter gets injured in the fight, you have to go to the hospital yourself.
Let me in something. Hey, Towers is said he's had enough. Towers said, "Let me in. I need to set this right." Towers. Talk to me. Are they mischaracterizing what Dana's doing in the sport?
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, bro.
Perfect.
What he's always saying, Trav. What he's saying, KG.
We're here, bro. We're trying to find out what's going on right now. The floor's yours. Talk to us.
Listen, I don't know these guys. They must watch MMA maybe once every few months. People complain in boxing that they don't listen to what the fans want. In the UFC, that's exactly what they do. See the examples they're giving you. Yeah, I can give you probably like 5 times. Like Demetrius Johnson's probably the best UFC fighter ever. Then I'll give you Tom Aspinall. I can probably give you only 5. The rest of the times, if that was the case, right now the biggest star in the UFC is Alex Pereira. He just fought on Sunday. He put him against Ankalaev. Everyone knew that if Pereira fought Ankalaev, he was probably going to lose. Still put him in. Sean O'Malley is probably one of Dana White's favorite fighters. Is his star. He put him against Merab and he lost. It's just not true. I don't know what they're talking about. And
yeah, because it's hard to rig a fight when you get dominated, mate. Merab had Sean O'Malley on the ground for how many minutes?
That's what I'm saying, that the fights that Dana White is making, you can't possibly say that he's doing anything wrong. He does exactly what the fans want. The only time I can say he's genuinely been biased is the John Jones situation. Because John Jones should have never fought Stipe Miocic. He should have fought Tom Aspinall, but he didn't. But obviously John Jones is probably right now, just Pereira's lost, is the biggest star in the UFC. Tom Aspinall can bet. No one knows Tom Aspinall outside the UK.
If John Jones is the biggest star in the UFC, that's still a problem. He's had what, 2 fights in how many years?
Yeah, he hasn't. Obviously, we know he has had issues of the drugs issues and stuff like that.
It's a Pico grab.
But you can't. This is what I'm saying. These people are coming in. They're giving you examples of the time. Like a few. Why don't you talk about all the other times? You put Conor McGregor against Habib. Like, what else do you want from him?
Habib was one of Dana's favorite fighters as well. He was gonna make money either way from that fight.
Yeah, but okay. Now, if Dana White is so bad, let's see who are the champions of the UFC. Merab, Bilal, now Ankalaev. They're all wrestlers. It's boring. Obviously, no one wants to see that. The fans don't want to see that. He's giving what the fans want.
Yeah, we ain't. You know what? So finally, there's someone that's saying, listen, so you're telling me he listens to fan opinion and he makes those fights. That's what I'm hearing from you, Toes.
I think in the last 5 years, I can probably give you like the John Jones situation, like where I actually didn't listen to the fans. Even like Pereira, they just lost. People saying that Dana White was trying to protect him from Ankalaev. He put him against Jiri Prohaska, dangerous fighter. He put him against Jiri Prohaska, Jamal Hill, Khalil Roundtree. These are like dangerous fights. These are not like some. If you watch those fights, then you watch the Ankalaev fight. You completely understand. He's doing what the fans want. Then you know when the example the other guy gave of Ben Askren and Masvidal. Ben Askren was amazing. Obviously, when he came to the UK, he wasn't as good as before, but he was amazing. So I don't know what these people are talking about Dana White.
Hey, listen,
saying that there's no competition in MMA.
So let me ask you a question.
These people just watch the UFC, the PFL. There's amazing fighters in the PFL.
So let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. So obviously, when UFC fighters come over to boxing,
right,
the main incentive is for them to finally get a payday.
Yeah.
What do you think about that experience when guys are coming over to fight Jake Paul and get smoked by this youth? So that
because you don't pay them. You don't pay them. He's only talked about
Obviously-
the system, the UFC. You don't pay his fighters.
You guys, obviously, you run your own stuff. You're business people, right? You understand.
Yeah.
The UFC everything is based off merit. Literally, it's based off merit. He pays you. He gives you what you can kill. Like right now, John Jones is asking for like 30 million. But if you look at the numbers, his gate, the pay-per-view numbers, no one gets more pay-per-view numbers. And I bet you, he's gonna get a lot of money. He's probably gonna he's asked for 30, might get 50,
He's not
might get 20.
getting close to that.
Oh, so people can still, even though they're on contracts, they can still negotiate more.
Of course, and the thing with this is what I'm saying. The issue with the UFC contracts is not even an issue. They're like 3 to 5 fight deals. You can literally,
Bro,
if you
let's
want
not lie. Ngannou was on a 6-fight deal that got extended for one more year because of the championship clause.
Yeah, but this is the thing. You can't.
John Jones priced himself out of the Ngannou fight, and Dana was
what do you want
slandering
Dana
him.
White to do about that? Everyone knows that John Jones is difficult. From when he was fighting DC, everyone knows John Jones is difficult. It was hard to get him against Ngannou. It's hard to get him against Aspinall. So
we're in the technical part because obviously for us that trying to understand it, you lot got into the more technical area of this.
Yeah.
My main thing is the questions that we're trying to ask and understand is in boxing, is there still a chance, even though I've signed the contract, to make more of the gate and stuff?
No.
Is there?
No, you don't give the fighters that. Let's not lie, bro.
See, this is what I'm talking about. Fighters get paid. You can watch numerous like interviews with fighters. I'll give you one example. DC. When DC fought against John Jones, his guaranteed purse was 300K. Then if he won, was another 200K. But because the pay-per-view done really good, he got a bonus of $1 million. There's so many videos of him talking about.
So this comment just come in, yeah, and I don't like it at all.
Let's not say bonus of $1 million. Let's say the percentage that you got, bro.
But let's hear this though. So apparently, this is, I don't know how true this is. You lot can confirm if you know. UFC just pay the fighters 10% of the revenue of the fights generated, and they keep 90%. Is that true?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
Mad. That's mad.
The thing I'll agree is the issue that because the UFC as a model else, you get paid to show up, then the rest of the purse is if you win. Obviously, that's a problem.
You started good,
but
that don't
this is
work.
what I mean. You see, when I said they're UFC fans, not MMA fans, they only care what happens about the UFC. They don't care about the fighters and that.
I watch the PFL. That's what I'm saying. If you guys want an actual sustainable model for
outside, gone.
If you want a sustainable model of boxing, then obviously Dana White is amazing. Like who wants like Tank? Let's say Tank, right? Tank is probably getting what? Let's say 20 million a fight.
How would they take in most of the revenue when you didn't even fight, bro? You're not putting your life on the line. You can't take all the. That's like when
they're taking the revenue and they're not giving the fighter sponsorship.
Yeah.
Nah.
And the thing is, what's concerning is obviously that they've lobbied to remove the Muhammad Ali Boxing Reform Act, right? And this act is in place as a federal law introduced in 1999 to protect the rights and welfare of boxers, aid state boxing commissions with the oversight of boxing, sportsmanship, and integrity within the boxing industry. So, in order to want that removed, you got darker plans.
Stop
Wait,
this.
Trav, can I ask you a question about that? Does that pay for healthcare?
I'm not too sure. This is the kind of, I'll give you the skim service. I want to research that more. We'll go into that.
Do they look after their healthcare of the fighters in the UFC?
No, you look after yourself. That's one of the things Ngannou was fighting for in his new contract.
But they're employees, though.
No, they're not. They're contract workers. They're not. But they're contract workers. However, the UFC doesn't let them fight outside of the UFC with them being contractors.
Yeah, but
they're not
it's
employees.
the same thing with the PFL. The PFL is not going to let
with the PFL.
How is it different? So you're telling me
because Ngannou was signed to the PFL when he was boxing, when he had both of them boxing matches.
Yeah,
which is something that you couldn't do in the UFC.
Yeah, obviously they have to control the fighters, but if you are bringing in numbers, Dana White is more than happy to help you.
You started.
That's just not right. The only person who's ever done that for is Conor McGregor. And you've seen how his career has gone after that fight.
Are you telling me? What are you trying to tell me right now? Is on average, you're trying to tell me that boxers get paid more. Let's say, no, let's take away the top fighters in the UFC. Let's take away Easy. Let's take away Paid. Let's take away John Jones.
You want to talk about Cannonier that was online begging for money before a fight?
Break up.
When was the last time?
No. We're bringing in Hayweather. Hayweather, what's going on right now? We're hearing it. You lot sport sounds terrible, bro. You lot tell us that this is better, and I'm listening to this. I'm saying, hold on,
struggling. This is best struggling.
Sounds like a struggle, bro.
One UFC, you man are talking about UFC for way too long, man. Lava for MMA as well.
That's a lot.
All this.
Hey, you ain't coming to tell us anything good, bro.
No. Listen. You know what? There's a lot of apprehension in the air, innit? Yeah. I came initially, I was like, this is banging. Do you know what I mean? But now obviously, it's like when Lineal first come on, I was like, you know what? He's making a good point here. So it got me thinking. But I'm gonna tell you lot initially what I thought. Yeah.
Yes.
And I got some questions for you, man, as well. But I thought with the Turkey TKO situation, I was like, who's sweating about this the most? Yeah. And I was like, if it's the promoter, if this is Al Heyman, the Frank Warrens. By the way, Frank Warren has not been seen or heard from since the news dropped, you know. There's not been one. There's not been one interview, my brother.
He is wild IFL from him.
He's somewhere in a dark room fuming, bro. I'm telling you.
It's got to understand this.
You know?
It's got to understand this.
And the other scumbag, what's his name? Mauricio Suleiman, yeah? He's obviously sweating as well, yeah? So I was just very happy about that to begin with, innit? You know what I mean? I was happy them man are stressed, yeah? Obviously, they've pissed me off for a long time, and I'm glad that Turkey's got them on the ropes now, innit, yeah?
But is it for the greater good, though? Because him not speaking to no one all this time, he's probably trying to work out what he should say.
Frank is chatting to someone in his team. He's going, so tell me, what is the UFC then?
Bro, Turkey.
I'm hearing this.
Listen, family, Turkey's overcharging niggas for what they did to the Cold Crush, bro. I'm telling you, that's what Turkey's doing right now. You know what I mean? I reckon, like, you see, even if they have a one belt area, like, we would have like less frauds, like that control a narrative and say they're the best fighter without even fighting for it undisputed. You know, like Mayweather and that.
Well, that's the best. No, don't put Mayweather in that.
But that's what they do at the UFC already.
He never fought for undisputed. Yeah, so this is why I wanted to ask some questions as well, because that's interesting what you just said there. Yeah? But like, I was just thinking, like, Turkey obviously came into this as a fan, right? He's probably been very frustrated about all the fights that haven't happened over the years, isn't it? Yeah. And you see it even when he's trying to get old fighters back in the game, like Klitschko, for example, isn't it? Yeah. And if I know, like, when Turkey first came into the game, he was obviously putting a lot of money behind Warren and Hearn, in it, yeah. And kind of letting them do their own thing, because he is entering their world at the end of the day. But if he's going to move on with TKO now, this is his thing now, isn't it? So I don't think it's a partnership with Dana White where I think he's just implementing some of, you know, the moves that Dana does, like the boxing leagues and all this sort of thing. Do you know what I mean?
Learn from Dana and cut him out as well.
Yeah, do you know what I'm saying, fam? So obviously I don't think he'll carry on paying these mad amounts. I think he just did that to sort of inflate the market, innit, you know? And then take it and then absorb it. But I don't think, for us as fans, all we care about really is the fights happening.
First being made.
But we do care about the fighters a little bit. We care about the fighters' money.
Broke.
We don't want to see broke fighters, bro. That's not the.
We're going to see broke fighters.
How do you think that's going to happen though? Because remember, UFC doesn't make does it make as much money as boxing? Is it as lucrative?
UFC makes money. UFC makes money.
They do make money.
My question was, is it as lucrative as boxing though? Because I don't see stadium fights with UFC. Do you know what I mean? This is what I'm.
They have stadium fights.
Yeah.
Because if it is, if boxing is so much more lucrative than boxing, then you're not going to see that issue with boxers. They'll still get paid.
If they take if they're taking 85% of the what's been
made, 90%.
Oh my God! No,
bro, that's Dana's model. That ain't
the issue with boxing fans is they want Turkey to do the same thing that PBC done, where you come in, you spend hella money, then you run out of money. So obviously it has to be sustainable at some point. Turkey's not just going to continue giving out 50, 30 million. It's not going to work, obviously. So obviously it has to sustain itself in some sort of way. That's where Dana White comes in.
All right, listen, you lot, pick up yourself, man.
Cool,
interesting,
man.
Great call, man. Great call. Hey, rotted. Hey, yo.
This is mad, bro. These revelations are interesting.
These revelations are mad. Let's kind of bring on a few people at once, so we can just we'll do. And then go to half past.
What's happening, guys?
Sorry, go another 15. Yo, talk to us,
man. Yeah, look,
what's happening?
Go on. You've heard a lot now. Whoever wants the floor, take it, man.
I'm on Team Dana's side. So, look, the positive thing about this, compared to boxing, is you're gonna have a situation. I'll put it into boxing terms, but let's look at the UK light heavyweights. They'll all have to see each other because it's going to go into ranking situations. It's going to be situations where if you're on the 15th, you can work your way up. Someone loses a fight, they're able to come back in. So with the UFC, the top 15, they always rotate. It drops to top 4. Someone becomes a champion. You're signed into certain deals where you have to fight. So everyone gets an opportunity to actually see each other and compete for the best. It's good for people who are coming up because there's many boxers. I'm pretty sure if you guys talk to Lawrence and Jonah, they'll tell you there's boxers who have to pay for their own promotion and no one comes and see them. But these guys will get paid and at least have an opportunity to explore the skills and build them their way back up. This is what the UFC structure allows them to do, which isn't the same in boxing. It's not going to be necessarily always about this guy's got the most tickets or this guy has been boxing the longest or this guy's the bigger promoter. The lower ranked fighter has an opportunity to still get paid, make money, do a fight camp and come up, which is positive. I also think as well, just having a bit of structure will... one thing that is better about UFC is the fact, like I said, there's no sponsors, there's no situations where it's going to be someone making in necessarily 60-80% splits. No, it's always the champion is the one that gets signed onto a five match deal. He has to defend his championship 3-4 times a year. He has to fight all the people who are ranked in 3-4 times a year. Once they oblige their contract, then they're able to negotiate and ask for more money each time they go up and they go up. That's how it works. So
okay. Well, anyone else want to jump in and have some?
I got loads to say. I'm an MMA fan and a boxing fan. But you go. First of all, I want to talk about the fighter revenue, fighter splits. Yeah. I agree in MMA is not necessarily fair. However, the lucrative opportunities that come with being a UFC fighter kind of, I wouldn't say subsidized in the way that the fighters are appropriately paid. But if you're a boxer, for example, like Leon Cameron, what brand deals is Leon Cameron getting outside of a boxing ring? He's not getting that. Whereas if you're a UFC athlete, loads of companies want to work with you commercially because of how strong UFC is as a brand. Where I see this thing going with Dana White and Turkey, I just see it will be more of an alternative. You'll still have your traditional boxing, you'll still have your big stars, but where I think it will be beneficial for is for obviously young and up and coming boxers and boxers that are halfway in between where they're not necessarily a commercial star, so they won't have the establishment with them, but it will remove that aspect. So for example, there was a fight I was watching on the Gervonta Davis card. I think it was Sandor Martin versus someone else. Yeah. And Sandor Martin could have got the nod in that fight, and he could have got the nod in the Teofimo fight. And he's a really good. He's a really good boxer, but because he doesn't have an establishment of a promoter behind him, he's not going to get the decisions. And we've seen that so many times in boxing. Liam Cameron versus Ben Whitaker, Dave Allen versus Johnny Fisher, where the away fighter in our eyes as a public won the fight, but because they don't have the establishment behind them, they will never get that decision. Lamont Roach, same thing. So I think we're for the boxers like Sandor Martin or those that are not commercial superstars, that is the place where you want to be, because along with TKO and the production quality that they'll provide, it will make you a bigger star. And they might have I don't know what they're going to name it, if they're going to name the league, so forth, but just having this new boxing league in your Instagram bio will probably give you so much commercial opportunities that you wouldn't have as just a traditional boxer.
That's another look for it.
The commercial opportunities is that.
Hold on, let Moses drop in and we'll go through.
Yeah, thanks, bro. So first and foremost, fuck Dana White. Yeah, the issue that I have with everyone that is speaking positively about Dana, they're mentioning the benefits of a league, not his leadership. I think we can all agree as boxing fans, some sort of structure and league would actually be beneficial. Yeah. But what you also want is for the fighters to be paid well and to be paid fairly. The issue is when you look at, there's so many different fighters on the UFC that nobody has mentioned that frequently talk about how they've jumped up or they've fought, they've had a fight, and the only reason why they're able to cover any of their bills, they're in severe debt, is because they've got knockouts of the day or knockouts of the evening. That's the only right. Whereas if you use the example of the guy that jumped up to fight Shakur Stevenson, he now changed his life forever. He jumped up, he changed his life forever. He's become a pro athlete. There's so many different, and so too many people are talking about the elite level boxers who don't actually struggle match to match. At a basic fundamental level, I would say probably small hall boxers are probably doing much better than actually mediocre UFC talent, which is what we need to be looking at ultimately. The ceiling isn't what we should be talking about. And this is what is going to change under the league structure. The league structure will change it because now there isn't the opportunity to earn more as you progress. People are saying that it's a merit, but if you remove all of the top fighters, and a new way. So I think this plays a 5 to 10 year play or 2 to 5 year play where, as someone said earlier, or many people have said, all the top fighters will be aged out. All of them, all of the elite fighters right now are in their 30s. So what you want to do, you want to funnel in all of the new talent into a new structure who don't have any preconceived kind of biases or inherent love for any of the bodies, right? So these people that are new don't care about WBC, don't care about WBA, etc., etc. Now they come into the TKO structure.
That's interesting.
And they have an opportunity to earn much less, irrespective of how good that they are, which is the issue.
So it's like a low level, mid level that slowly becomes the future top level.
Well, I think they'll create stars, and what I think a lot of people have missed is that number one, Dana White has been trying to get into boxing for years with Zuffa Boxing, but hasn't really been able to get into the market, obviously, because other promoters don't want him in that field. But he has a fighter, he has a boxer that actually fights on UFC Fight Pass. Callum Walsh, he's an Irish prospect, I think he is, and he's under Salita Promotions as well. So I think that he was using that as sort of like a testing the waters method to see how this would go. And as far as I know, obviously Callum Walsh is not a massive star or so forth, but he's making more money than what he should do for the level he's fighting.
Yeah,
and I think and Dana White, Turkey, TKO, I'll make it quick. They know how to create starts, so it's not an instant thing. I agree with what the other gentleman just said before. It's a 5 to 10 year plan, but hopefully on the other side, we'll have some stars. And like I said, traditional boxing will still survive. But for me, I think that method's outdated. For me, I don't think it's a fair and equitable playing field for us to see the best fighting the best and those who deserve to win, who will win. And I just want to see if this alternative can provide that. I'll be happy as a combat sports fan if this alternative can provide that.
That's
one more thing, guys, before we jump off. Just one thing on the Dana knows how to create stars. He also knows how to ruin them. Look at what you've done with Ngannou and all of the people that you mentioned in the past, right? Like there's so many examples where if a star gets too big or it gets to a level where he no longer wants to control them, he'll boot them out. And they can go on and earn much better and do well, like we've seen with Ngannou, right?
Yeah, but I don't think that would be the case with this circumstance. Number one, those cases you're talking about was pre the UFC being bought out by Endeavor, and I think now with Dana's more of a company man now, whereas before in the Zuffa era he was the man. He could do whatever he wanted, and that's why a lot of these situations happen between him and fighters. He's not going to be able to do that with Turkey and TKO. These men are way above his pay grade, way above his level, so he will have to play ball eventually, but he will be a strong dictator.
He ain't the
disrupt boxing.
Yeah.
Hey, you lot, big up, man. We got. Hey,
this is insightful still. I'm learning a lot.
I've learned a lot tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, we ain't even talk that much because
these lot of, I'm just taking the UFC insight.
Yeah, the UFC insight.
Because this guy's stepping into our world where like we need intel on this guy.
We
this
need
is
to
a scouting
know
report.
we can trust him, bro.
Scouting report on Dana White, bro.
So go final thoughts from us two right now. Sorry, if you lot didn't get on, we apologize.
Yeah,
it's just we got to. You lot already know. Expect foolishness. We got another pod to record.
We're gonna deep dive on this in our podcast this week. If you guys ain't signed up to the Patreon, please do that now. Should be in the bio. Hit the link and join.
final thought will be given on the pod then.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it gives us
I
enough
need to
time
take away.
Yeah, it gives us enough time to go away with what's been said. Let me read some of this though. There you go. Black Super says, would you lot watch a boxing reality show? Of course he would. Where boxers are in a house and fight in a tournament and potentially have outside the ring fights. Oh. Anyway,
they wouldn't even know why that's funny.
Yeah.
They wouldn't know why that's funny for us.
Anyway, you lot, pick up yourselves, stay blessed. Thank you for watching. Everybody, seriously, quick job for you lot. Hit the like button on the way out. We really need you to do that. We need the channel to grow. The only way this channel grows is you hit the like button. The algorithm, YouTube respects us, and they push the show out to loads of people. Do that, man.
The Patreon is not in the bio. I'm going to put it in the chat right now.
What?
And I'll change that immediately. That's crazy.
Yeah.
There we go, guys. The Patreon link is in the chat right now. I'll edit that as we speak.
Wicked. You lot, stay blessed. We're out here. Peace. Thanks for watching.
Let's do another one.
Yo, people, thanks for watching the Undefeated podcast. Make sure you
like, subscribe, share, leave a comment, and all that good stuff, man. This is the place to be.